Hello everyone, welcome to Lighthouse Stamping with Lorraine. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Vancouver, Washington. Before I show you the project we're going to be making today, you'll find a description of all the products I used and all the dimensions below. You'll find a link to my online store if you need a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. I'd love to be yours. You'll also find my email address. If you have any questions or would like to see something made on this channel, please let me know. And you will find a link to my Facebook group. We'd love to have you join us. Also remember to like, subscribe, and share on YouTube so you can help my channel grow, and I appreciate all of you who have joined me recently. So we're going to be using Trimming the Trees, and I will tell you this is my last Christmas since it's Friday before Christmas. Christmas is on Sunday. But this card style could be used with any DSP and any stamp set, and we'll revisit it in the new year, I'm sure. So, trimming the tree, and let me show you what we're making. First off, this is the front of our card. I am letting the DSP be the show of this card. It's a very simple card. This is the Lights Aglow paper. I've still got quite a bit left. But these trees just screamed out, use me. But it could be anything. The gnome paper, floral paper, anything can be used for this style of card. And I'll show you how to make this. It's very simple. And then on inside, so you can show off the DSP fully, because this is beautiful as well. And in the inside, we have some simple stamping with some gold embossing to reflect the gold from the outside. So like I said, this could be used with any style of stamp, DSP, whatever you want. So let me show you how this is made. So let's get some, oh, and there's a beautiful envelope that says peace and joy. So get the parts out here. That's for stamping. This is our envelope for stamping, and this is our card base. So what you need is you need a piece of DSP that is 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Okay, now I'm going to show you something you can do. If you notice this piece, I was short about 1/4 inch on this piece. So if you're just a little bit short, don't worry about it. It's not going to be that noticeable because it's on the inside of the card. So if your piece of paper is only 4 inches, you can still use it. Okay? But I was short because this was the last of this paper I had. So that's going to be for the front. And this piece is 5 1/2 by 4 1/4. And we need to score it. We'll get the scoreboard in here. And we are going to score on the 5 1/4 side. And this is 5 1/4. Double check here. That's 5 1/2. So on the 5 1/4, we are going to score at 1 inch. Like I said, this is a very complicated card. You know, I'm joking when I said complicated. And there should be, where's my bullet folder? Going to give this a good burnish. And then what you're going to do is make sure that if you have directional paper that it's going the right way. And you're going to put that inside like that. And if you notice, I'm just actually a hair over on this. So I actually need to take just a hair off that. So I must have decide what side I want to take that off of. I'm just about a hair off. So like I said, if you don't have quite enough, or if you're hair off, you can just, so you make sure it fits. But you have a lot of space here, so if you're just a little off in width, you don't have to go all the way to the side. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put some glue on this side. If many have been knowing, this is the same bottle of glue I keep thinking is going to die, and it doesn't. So we keep on using it until it does. So then what I do is I set this in here, and I just set this off to the side and make sure this end is all lined up. Like that. And then close this onto it. Give it a good rub, make sure it's sticking. So that way it's all lined up. And there is the front of the card. Like I said, you could put a verse or something on the front of it, but this paper was so pretty, I didn't think it really needed anything. So let's do some stamping now. We have a piece of Very Vanilla. You could use white, but I think the Very Vanilla looked really nice with this stamp set. And especially since we're using gold. So let's do our stamping. I need a stamping mat. And the only color ink we're using is Evening Evergreen, but we are using gold embossing powder and Versamark. So I'm going to stamp Peace and Joy in Evening Evergreen on my envelope, like that. And that's out of the way. And then we're going to stamp our tree. And we're going to stamp first in full, whoop, wasn't hooked on my mat. Make sure you get it good and covered. And I'm going a little towards the top because I'm going to leave a space for writing at the bottom. Make sure you give it a good press. That looks good. I'll set that off the side. Now I've grabbed the inside piece of this tree because it's two part stamping. Now you could go full strength on this, but I wanted a little lighter. I'm going to stamp off once, and then I'm going to line this up, and you can actually see where they go. You don't have to be precise, but you can see. Now you could use soft succulent for this part, but stamping off worked just fine for me. And we'll close this up because we're done with this part. Now we're going to do our embossing, and we're going to be embossing Happy Holidays under our tree. And then we're going to be decorating our tree. I'm going to show you how to do this at one time. So first is this little lights or garland. What I'm going to do is I'm going to place it on my tree where I think I want it, like that. I have a star for our tree, so I'm going to place it where I want it. Oop. Right there at the top. And then I have 3 ornaments that come with this. So I'm going to set the ornaments where I want them. You notice I'm setting them all down so that I can just reach in and pick these all up at one time. Make sure I got them straight. And this is my last ornament we'll put down here. So I have 3 ornaments and the lights and the star. Then I'm going to come in here with a nice big block. What's this one? This is an E block. It's a big one. And I'm going to come in here and pick that all up at one time. So it's exactly where I want it. And then I have my verse for below. So I'm going to grab my Versamark and my powder. And I'm going to leave this mat here for the moment. And grab my little stamping buddy here. But that is the easiest way to place everything on at one time. So grab our Versamark, and I'm going to do it this way to make sure I get all of those little pieces covered. And I'm going to line this up, trying to keep my head out of the camera here, where I want it, just like that. Give it a good firm press. No, you can't see anything yet. It's all invisible. It's in the tree. And then I'm going to grab our Happy Holiday. And I'm going to stamp that right underneath the tree. And close this up. And I'm going to move this off here. And I'm going to grab. I always put a piece of paper down underneath when I'm doing embossing powder. Because if I miss the pot here that I've got, then I've got some place to dump it back in. embossing powder. We're just going to sprinkle it over the top of the tree. Give it a good make sure I've got it covered good, and it looks like I do. And a little bit more down here. Yeah, that looks good. So we'll cover this up. See, I do spill some, so. Cover this up before we start up the heat gun. Letting it heat up just a little bit before I get started. Just like that. Like I said, it's a very easy little card. And then we're going to hook this inside here. And I'm going to go ahead and use my seal, so I don't have to sit and hold and wait for tape to, or glue to dry. I'm not sure the seal always likes me. And then we're going to put that in here. Make sure I've got it lined up. Like I said, this is a fast, but you can do this style of card with any DSP, any stamp set. It's not just for Christmas. This one happened to be, but it could be for anything. And I know this is one of my shorter videos, but it's Friday. Christmas is on Sunday, and I want to wish everybody a very Merry Christmas and hope you and your families have an enjoyable time today, or on Sunday, I should say. But rest of the weekend, I'm sure you'll all be celebrating as well for the whole holidays weekend. So until next week, thank you for joining me, and Merry Christmas.